from NAM, and Lender Price and Broker Plus, they were right there side by side. What a great marriage. What a great piece of technology that you should be looking at as a means of consolidating what you have, saving money, and getting a superior product. It's got a POS, an LOS, a CRM, a PPE, and an e-signature mobile responsive system, all now with Lender Price. Guys, this thing is killer. Check it out. Save some money, get better technology. Click this banner right over there. Well, first, let's start with the good news. According to the past Treasury Secretary, the economy is doing well amid global economic uncertainty. Yellen also went on to say that the U.S. economy has slowed down after a strong recovery, but job reports indicated a resilience in the economy. That's what happens when you put $9 trillion of folded money into the economy. They just didn't talk about the hangover, did they? And finally, the Treasury Secretary reiterated that lower inflation is a priority of the Biden administration. Now, if that means we kill all the jobs, the housing market, and well, every other market, I guess so be it. Prices will come down, and that's going to be the goal, albeit you'll be out of a job and unable to buy the cheaper goods. But just imagine if you could, how cool that would be. Now, is it just me, or does this feel like a little Marie Antoinette let them eat cake out of touch with reality right now? Because it certainly does for me. These moves by the Fed have been nothing short of devastating to the housing market. And when you consider the housing market is about 25% of the national GDP, we should at least pause for a moment and ask ourselves, are we truly doing the right thing right now? Because I don't know if this is necessarily the direction.
And now the bad. Fannie Mae says home sales are going to nosedive in 2023. Fannie's Economic and Strategic Research Group now forecasts total single-family home sales to decline by 18.1%, down to 5.64 million units this year from 2021. A further downward revision from September's projected 17.2% drop. Now here's the real problem. Looking ahead to the full year of 2023, Fannie expects an average home price decline of 1.5%. Given the ongoing tension between potential home buyers and home sellers at the moment, we believe the pace of sales is likely to slow even further.
All right, so we got a standoff, and this is really a problem. So sales are going to drop by 17% and 18% respectively, meaning it's going to drop by 35%. Guys, that's huge. But values are only going to dip by 1.5%, meaning homeowners by and large are holding on to unrealistic values from a market ago, and apparently realtors are facilitating these unrealistic prices when they list the homes. Listen, realtors, if you're going to go on a listing presentation, you need to ask your sellers two questions. The first one is, do you really want to sell this house? Because if so, we might have to come off your price a little bit because buyers are staying on the fence. And two, ask them, over the past 3 years, did you make more equity on your house than you ever thought humanly possible? Because you did. So back off your record profits just a little bit in equity, just a smidge, and price your house to move, and you can actually sell the darn thing. And you in the market will be happy for the results of this.
According to Black Knight Financial, and a far cry from Janet Yellen's opinion, homeowners in forbearance are making fewer and fewer payments. 46 of borrowers made mortgage payments in April. By May, that number had fallen to 22%, and by June, it had reached 15%. That's just inventory on the way. In other news, the global chair of the Counselors of Real Estate says inflation and interest rates are this year's leading concerns to its 1,000-member organization.
Well, I'm glad they printed that piece of mind-numbing news, as if what could other be the problems? But it took 1,000 people to come up with that? My goodness. And here's the deal, guys. We're becoming a nation of renters. Fact. Renting is at the highest level in half a century, with 43.7 million households currently living in rentals. Fact. As many as 101 zip codes switched to renter majority in the past decade. Fact. Renters surpassed homeowners in 41% of the zip codes in the 50 largest U.S. cities. Fact. Downtown areas became more popular for renters in 2020 compared to the 10 prior years. And fact. Of the new renter majority zip codes, 43240 in Columbus, Ohio, saw the fastest increase in the number of renters. So they got that going for them.
Home equity in the United States hit record levels this year, exceeding $29 trillion in the second quarter. That's according to the Federal Reserve. That represents a gain of nearly 28% in equity year over year, with the average homeowner gaining about $60,200 in equity.
So like I said, if you're selling your house, come off the damn price a little bit. It will be better for everybody. You might actually sell the thing. And here's the thing, guys. Sellers might not price their homes to move. Buyers may stay on the fence for another full year. But as I've said in the past, we are a nation of consumers, and they will tap that equity. The question becomes, Are you going to be the loan officer to facilitate that transaction? Those cash out debt consol and refis with all the record equity we have right now, you should be running in that direction as an LO. Hope this helps.